button, folks. Last Friday's upset win by Coleraine over the Muller Crusaders knocked Muller from the top spot in the city ratings. The new #1 position belongs to the Fairfield Indians. The Indians made their first appearance in the postseason playoffs in 1985 and are shooting for all the marbles in '86. Steve Esposito has the story.
For years, Fairfield High School has been a big winner on the baseball field and on the wrestling mats. But now the Indians football program has come on like gangbusters. Last season, Fairfield made its first postseason football appearance ever, and now with a couple of early season shutouts to their credit, the Indians are the top-ranked prep football team in the Cincinnati area.
After about 5 weeks here, my first year, I was wondering what the heck I was doing here. So for us to come this far, I knew that, we had those kind of kids, but to really make it a reality, it's kind of a dream come true for all of us. Yeah.
The Indians' offense has scored 41 points in season-opening wins over Mount Healthy and Forest Park. But it's the Fairfield defense that's getting all the attention.
We like to do, be a little mean, and we're also pretty quick, and we like to, we just go out there and just do the things we're supposed to do, and, everybody does their job, and we all just work together.
The Indians plan to hang on to their #1 city ranking for the rest of the season. Now, that's not just wishful thinking, because this team has the talent and the experience to do it. 35 seniors, most of whom have played together since the 7th grade.
Since 7th grade, we've only lost like 2 or 3 games, and we all know each other real well, and we all like each other, and it does help.
The Indians' bid to remain #1 of the city begins this Friday night against Oak Hills. From Fairfield, Steve Esposito, Channel 9 Sports.
What Steve failed to mention is that is his alma mater. He's a Fairfield graduate.
And we wish them well.
Princeton 14 will pick up the action late in that football game when Princeton was down 14-7. Marvin Bullock with a great option. 9-yard touchdown run. He scores to tie it at 14. But Scott Horman brought Fairfield back with 3 minutes left. Hits Tim Wells for the first down to the 40-yard line. Then Todd Bennett, 8 yards up the middle for another first down. And with 5 seconds left, Nick Toon, after missing 2 earlier field goals, hits from 28. Fairfield puts the upset 17-14. Toon the hero.
For the Greater Miami Conference has a champion other than the Princeton Vikings. Fairfield became the undisputed champ with an exciting 17-14 victory tonight. Steve Esposito was there.
Late in the first quarter, Fairfield takes a 14-7 lead on this 1-yard touchdown run by Tim Ritchie. The Vikings threatened to tie the game in the closing seconds of the half, but quarterback Marvin Bullock is hit. He loses the ball, and Dave Rose recovers for the Indians, who hold on to their 7-point lead at the half.
Fairfield is ranked dead last in the GMC in pass defense, yet Princeton had 0 yards passing in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see if the Vikings pass or run in the second half. The Vikings elect to keep the ball on the ground, and with 6:03 left in the game, Bullock scores from 11 yards out, tying the game at 14-14. But Fairfield methodically marches the ball downfield, only to have Nick Toon miss a 27-yard field goal with 9 seconds to play. But Princeton was offside, giving Toon a second chance. And from 22 yards out, the senior place kicker is perfect, as Fairfield wins its first ever GMC title, dethroning Princeton 17-14.
I don't think we'll ever realize, but I guess it's the greatest thing that could happen to the community. They're all here. They saw it happen, so it's got to be great.
I was scared I was going to miss it again. I missed the second one. I was really mad. I did the same thing. And Coach came out there and told me what I was doing, and so we made up for it.
From Princeton High School, Steve Esposito, Channel 9 Sports.
Indiana, Kentucky, and here in Ohio, as a matter of fact. The high school playoffs do resume tomorrow, though, in all 3 of those states. Absent from the Division I ranks here in Ohio, Moeller and Princeton. But as Dan Brady reports, the Fairfield Indians are there. They have the experience of 35 seniors and the security that goes along with that.
Fairfield football. It's players, ones whose emotions are right at the surface. There's the look of playoff dreams, and then there's the relaxed aura that only winning can bring.
If these kids were making a movie, they would be F-Troop. I mean, these guys, they don't worry about anything. They don't miss any sleep, I'm sure, over the games. They're the most low-key group of kids I've ever coached.
We go out every day, have a good time at practice, have a couple of laughs, but when it comes down to playing football, we get serious.
Such single-mindedness has resulted in 2 straight playoff appearances. Moeller beat them a year ago, but in turn, they primed the Indians for this year's success.
A lot more people have gotten serious about the playoffs now, from the administration down through the coaching staffs, where a lot of schools are aiming for that because it brings a tremendous amount of publicity and pride and just a great community spirit. There's something magical about playoffs and tournaments.
That process was triggered when Fairfield won the state baseball title last year. Yes, a different sport, but the same goal.
The kids around here, everyone wants one. Everyone's talking the ring.
Fairfield returns 35 seniors from last year's team, and they as a group have never lost a game since the 7th grade. And if you looked in the preseason picks before the season, they're the only team who was picked to be here.
Second time Fairfield's really had a chance to do this, and it's very interesting. I mean, it's the first time I've ever really experienced something like this.
Fairfield will see if the second time around will be the best time around. This is Dan Brady, Eyewitness 12 Sports, Fairfield High School.
Having just missed an undefeated season.
Dayton Dunbar team 19-9 to advance in the Division I playoffs. The second play for scrimmage for Dunbar proved to be disastrous when Wolverine quarterback Derek Banks will lose the handoff. John Pfeiffer falls on it, and Fairfield is in business. 6 plays later, the Indians cashed in on that mistake when senior Scott Horman hits who else but Pfeiffer across the middle to give them the only score of the first half. 6-0 Fairfield. The rest of the way consisted of good defense and sputtering offenses as the Indians went to the locker room with their 6-0 lead.
Up against Worthington. You want to talk about excitement in this game? Well, take a look at this. Indians in the red jerseys. Quarterback Scott Horman to number 88, John Pfeiffer, and Pfeiffer uses the bulk of that middle part of the field there to outrace Court Pecco. The chase is on, but it's going to be Pfeiffer with the score right there. Makes it 7-0. Still in the first half. Good look at Horman. He's going to hand off here to Ray Bull. And that's an appropriate name. 14-0 Indians at the half. They tied it, though. Worthington did. It all came down to Nick Toon's field goal. Toon blasts a 13-yard field goal, and Fairfield wins 17-14.
Oh, God, I didn't think it was going to make it. I don't know how much it made it by, but it went through.
I had trouble kicking on the surface last week, and it scared me to death.
I'll tell you, wasn't that now belongs to Fairfield. The Indians edged Lakewood St. Ed's by a single point this afternoon. Show it to you from Columbus and show you Indians quarterback Scott Harmon here passing to Ray Bull, and the Indians get it down to the 1-yard line. From there, it's a textbook case. What do? Why don't you try the quarterback sneak? That's exactly what Harmon does. Gets it in. It's 14-6 Fairfield. St. Ed's Chris Williams, though, here takes the pitch and goes 19 yards for the touchdown. It's 14-12. Fairfield still ahead, but now St. Ed's is up 20-14 in the fourth quarter, but Horman goes to John Pfeiffer for the touchdown, and the point after gives Fairfield a 21-20 win and the Division I crown. And, as you might expect, joy reigns supreme in Fairfield tonight. A caravan accompanied the team back to the school gym earlier this evening for a victory reception and celebration.
If we can now to that great ball game this afternoon. Fairfield defeating this afternoon Lakewood St. Edward. That final score was 21-20, and that game, of course, was played in Columbus. They win the state championship. They simply supply the icing on the cake. Division I state champions they are in Fairfield's first ever appearance in the playoffs. It caps off an outstanding season by this gang. The final score again was 21-20, and they're the supporters from Fairfield, that's for sure, this afternoon.
Well, with Cape and Purcell Marion winning state football titles earlier this weekend, the pressure was really on Fairfield to do likewise in Sunday's Ohio Division I championship game. And the Indians did not disappoint. Scott Horman ran for 1 score, passed for 2 more as the Tribe edges Lakewood St. Ed's 21-20. John Popovich with the details from Columbus.
Most coaches say you have to control the line of scrimmage to win. But in this one, it was Lakewood St. Ed's that controlled the line, but it's Fairfield who won.
They were much stronger line of scrimmage than we were, so we had to come up with some big plays, and we knew that.
And so right after St. Ed's took a 6-0 lead, Fairfield quarterback Scott Horman was pressured, but found split end John Pfeiffer, who sheds 1 man, splits 2 others, and races down the sidelines for a 79-yard pass play. It gave Fairfield a 7-6 lead. In the second quarter, Horman scored on the quarterback sneak. Fairfield led 14-7. But St. Ed's was still very much in it. An option left to Chris Williams. He beats the Indians to the corner. The conversion fails. Fairfield led it 14-12 at halftime. Williams put St. Ed's in front late in the third period with a touchdown, then the 2-point conversion. It was 20-14. Then, in the fourth period, Fairfield would do it big again. Horman steps up and throws long, dropping a pass over 2 defenders into the hands of Pfeiffer once again, down to the St. Ed's 23. From the 2, Horman killed a run play and instead nailed Pfeiffer with a pass over the middle. The extra point nosed the Indians back in front, 21-20.
This is every high school football player's dream, to make it here. We were lucky enough to do it in my senior year. Even makes it better. It's great.
With Fairfield winning today, Cincinnati area teams have claimed 3 of the 5 high school titles in Ohio, the most dominant display in the 15-year history of the playoffs. We'll have more on this game and the other playoff games on Sports of All Sorts. John Popovich, Channel 9 Sports, Columbus.
Cleveland Browns, one disappointment. They were 3 days of high school playoffs in Ohio and Kentucky. Greater Cincinnati came in loaded. No less than 5 teams went into the playoff finals. One team was the Cape Crusaders, who won in Division 4 a year ago, made a play for the Division 3 title on this early touchdown Friday. Kenston from Chagrin Falls was very strong, but only a sensational performance from the Cape defense, led by Vince Clark, allowed Cape to win it 7-6. Meanwhile, at the very same time, Newport Central Catholic was battling Mayfield for the 2A title in Louisville. This one went to overtime. Mayfield goes in with a couple of running plays. That's the one that got them close, and this is the one that scored to give them a 7-point advantage. Newport Catholic then came back with a touchdown pass to Frank Jacobs. Then Bob Schneider had a touchdown decision. Tie it with a kick or go for the win. He went for 2. The pass this time, though, was well covered beyond the reach of Jacobs. Tough loss for the Thoroughbred. On Saturday, a new day and 2 more titles on the line. In Ohio, Purcell Marion closed out a Cinderella season, but for Cinderella this time, midnight never arrived. Purcell provided the rout of the playoffs, winning the Division 4-2 title with a 26-7 victory over Willoughby South. They closed out an undefeated season for the Cavaliers. And in Louisville, it looked like Boone County might take the 4A overall state title. They closed Louisville St. Xavier's lead to 19-14 with this touchdown midway through the 4th period. But St. Xavier then showed the mark of a champion by bouncing back with a big play and stopping the Boone Bids 27-14. That brought us to today. 2 winners, 2 losers, and it was up to Fairfield to provide that 3rd title at Ohio Stadium.
They were somewhat of a mystery team in Columbus. Usually we see Moeller or Princeton in these games. In fact, someone asked us heading into the stadium if we knew where Fairfield is. But Fairfield fans soon changed their minds. They turned out in big numbers on a cool but sunny day at Ohio Stadium. They had to hold their breath early. Scott Horman on Fairfield's first offensive play gets picked off by St. Ed's Randy Weissesale, who brings it back to the Fairfield 30-yard line. 29 yards later, Chris Williams, a fine senior tailback, goes in, and that gives St. Ed's the lead. But the point after is missed, and the Eagles lead 6-0. It didn't stay that way long. From its 21-yard line, Horman went to throw again.
I came from backside, and, Scott, the front side receivers weren't open. He saw me and, put it in there, and I was lucky enough to go the rest of the way.
Horman and John Pfeiffer teamed up for a 79-yard score, the longest in state championship history. Nick Toome then hit the point after. It was 7-6. Second quarter, it was the defense with the big play. A tip pass is caught by Tim Ritzie. He doesn't get knocked out until he weaves his way down to the Eagles' 14-yard line. From there, Horman to Ray Bull, and watch him push the St. Ed's defender 5 more yards for a gain to the Eagles' 1. Then it was Horman over the middle from 1 yard out. Fairfield had a 14-6 lead. It was then that St. Ed's started to show its strength up front and the speed of Chris Williams. They began to control the line of scrimmage. With under 2 minutes to go in the half, the option went back to Williams. He won the race to the corner from 19 yards out. The extra point failed, so Fairfield still led 14-12. Still, St. Ed's had grabbed the momentum, but the Indians didn't rattle.
In fact, at halftime, it was probably the quietest, constructive halftime with the assistant coaches working and everything you've ever seen. Yeah, there was no excitement in there.
But in the third quarter, St. Ed's continued its dominance on the ground. Williams on just about every carry. He rushed for 185 yards today. The Fairfield defense appeared to be tiring.
Only were we concerned, but we had talked during the week, we didn't want to go into the fourth quarter too close because we thought they might wear us down.
It looked that way in the third quarter. Williams goes right for the touchdown. They go ahead by 4. And then Williams again gets the ball and finds his way to the goal line for the 2-point conversion. It's 20-14. But like Ben Hubbard said, this team doesn't rattle. Early fourth period, Horman fades left, gets pressure, steps up, and then lofts a pass over 2 defenders, and John Pfeiffer was again in the right spot. A 46-yard gain to the St. Ed's 23. They got closer on the ground. Mike Ritzie with 3 carries picks up good yardage to the St. Ed's 2. From there, Horman was going to run the ball on the keeper.
But their linebackers cheated up, and both me and Scott read that, and, I faked outside and got inside in the middle of the field, and Scott threw, perfect pass right in there.
Horman to Pfeiffer to tie the score. Nick Toome then nailed his 3rd straight extra point, and the Indians had rallied back in front. Still time left, but St. Ed's first lost Chris Williams for a series because of injury, and then the Indians' defense got its second win and shut down an impotent St. Ed's passing attack. This fourth down sack by Josh Sabolchik and Stan Anderson ended the Eagles' last try. Those on the field and those in the stands knew this one was over.
It's got to be the greatest feeling in the world. And these guys, every one of these guys, every senior, has worked for this since 7th grade.
This is everybody's, every high school football player's dream, you know, to make it here. And we were lucky enough to do it in my senior year. It even makes it better. It's great.
And 3 different Ohio teams had that same feeling this weekend.
Division I state champs Fairfield is in Fairfield's first ever appearance in the playoffs. The Indians edging out St. Edward 21-20 to finish the season 13-1. Fairfield's supporters out in force yesterday afternoon in Ohio Stadium, Columbus. Let's look at second quarter action. Tim Ritzie gets the interception. Indians with the ball at Lakewood's 14-yard line. Quarterback Scott Harmon with a 1-yard keeper. Fairfield with a lead. We're going to go up right here 14-6. And then St. Edward comes back on top, third quarter, on a 1-yard run by Chris Williams. But now, with 6:50 left in the game, Harmon hits in John Pfeiffer, his next-door neighbor, with a 2-yard pass to tie at 20-20. And Nick Toon's toe gets the extra point, and that seals it 21-20. The state crown belongs to the Fairfield Indians, 21-20.
We played together since 7th grade, and we always talked about it, and we did it.
It just now hit me winning this game. Coming up here really didn't hit me. It's like another ball game, but winning this now, I'm glad.
We've been down before and came back and won a lot of games in overtime, a lot of games in the last quarter, so that's the kind of football team we are.
Congratulations, of course, to Ben Hubbard and all that gang. I think we've got some athletes around this area.
There was the trophy for Fairfield Division I, victorious yesterday for the first title in that school's history. Congratulations to all 3. And finally,
the weekend, all 3 came home title holders. Fairfield Indians won the Division I state crown. Rally was held in their honor this afternoon to welcome home the conquering heroes. Parents and families of the Fairfield players on hand for the celebration. Wonder why they weren't given the day off school. Black.